Hello and welcome to the M0OGY radio and antenna review of the latest antenna by Shakespeare, the 5207 Seamate, which is a maritime antenna. We're panning in at the moment on the heavy duty vertical mount to use this antenna either on a ship or boat, or indeed at home, as I've been using it just recently. Many years ago, Shakespeare had been running for an awful long time. Back in the day of that magazine there, the S9 magazine from March 1979, there was one of the big players in citizens band radio antennas in the USA. They've always made extremely good quality antennas, and ones that can withstand harsh weather environments. Recently they've not had too many CB antennas. They've mainly made antennas for the maritime market and the military market. Back a few years ago, I swear by the Shakespeare ABS 1600 Army Big Stick. I used that for many years and had lots of good contacts. I went to Newark Hamfest back the back end of last year and was very surprised to see Shakespeare had a stand with various antennas. There was one vertical for the amateur radio market, and there was a couple for the CB radio market. What we're looking at this afternoon is a vertical antenna. That's the base of it, and it's called the 5207 Seamate. It's an 8 foot, 2.4 metre CB marine antenna, continuous loaded, end fed half wave. Looking at the base now, which has a chrome plated brass ferrule, which has a 1 inch standard thread, which is 14 TPI. All the mounts screw into the base there where the supplied coaxial cable feeds into. One or two interesting features to tune this antenna. Below the Shakespeare sticker there is a small tuning screw. You peel the sticker back. There it is. I don't know if you can see that there. And it's a capacitor, and you just tune the antenna for minimum VSWR, then put the sticker back around, and then it comes supplied with that white plastic bung to put in the hole, or indeed just put the sticker around. So that's how you tune the antenna. It's unity gain. The max power is quite a small 25 watts, and the bandwidth is around 440 kilohertz. The antenna is very well made. The fibreglass is exceptional quality. White fibreglass, that's one of the main selling points of Shakespeare antenna. They certainly know how to make fibreglass, as they've been manufacturing it for many years for both antennas and fishing poles in the USA. That's the coaxial cable that comes with it. It has a 15-foot length. It doesn't come with the PL259 installed. That comes separately. I've installed this as I've been using the antenna for the last 2 or 3 months on a tripod portable. Works very well. It's all one piece, so one problem if you do want to use it portable is that you know, you've got quite a long antenna to carry around with you, but it's not too big a shake in a hatchback type, large hatchback car, and I have used it up on places like Nettleton Top, Willoughby Top, and on a tripod it worked very well. That's the packaging it comes in, the very familiar Shakespeare antenna tube, as they've come in for many years. And they're the different mounts. I'll take them out of the box in a moment and see what the build quality is like. That's the heavy duty vertical mount, which you can mount to a mast pole. Comes complete with U-bolts, and the other one is mainly for a ship or a boat, should I say, and that's the swivel mount with an insulated standoff bracket. They're the two mounts, and they just screw into the bottom of the antennas. So we'll have a further look at the antenna and the kits in a moment. This is the brass ferrule, as mentioned earlier. Looks like it's triple chrome plated to me. As you thread, your optional mounts screw straight into the bottom of them. Nice solid way to go about it. That's the tuning, to use a non-metallic screwdriver to tune the VSWR. It tunes the capacitor. It's beneath the sticker, and then you use, as I showed you earlier, that little plastic bung. Or if you're not using it on a boat, I'm sure you don't really need that in it. It's very sharp on tuning. I tuned it for a start with the MFJ antenna analyzer, but it's quite easy done with a normal SWR bridge, but it is very sharp, and then it dips. So, looking up the antenna, it does taper. Tapers quite substantially to the very tip. 8 foot long, coaxial cable, Shakespeare branded, RG58 BR it's classed as. Very good quality PL259 that doesn't come soldered on. I put that on the other month. Got a seal as well, so it's all waterproof, obviously for maritime use. So very good. What else does it come with? Well, it comes in the tube as shown. Comprehensive instructions for the style 5207, explaining about it and tuning it. Also even comprehensive instruction how to install the PL259 on the cable. Right, I'll show you the own advert in there as well in a moment. Shakespeare have been manufacturing antennas for many years. This advert's from the 1979. It's not for the same antenna as we're reviewing at the moment, but it's for one of their mobile antennas. Mounted on a boot-lip mount on, is that a Camaro Z28? Something of that nature, isn't it? Under $30 new. So there you have it, from S9 magazine 1979. Right, we'll get back to the review and have a look at the antenna mounts next. I'm just looking at the heavy duty vertical mount, which will be of more interest to my viewers who use antennas such as this at home and portable. Comes with 2 stainless steel U-bolts, 4 flat washers and 4 A2 stainless steel nuts. The antenna mount is plated, has the 1" 14 TPI thread to suit the base of the antenna. Also, this mount can be used on the 18-foot big stick, which I will be reviewing shortly also. Welding wise, it's fully welded round. Looks awfully like it's TIG welded. Yes, indeed it is. So it's fully welded, so it looks fairly strong to me. So that's the heavy duty vertical mount. This is the heavy duty swivel mount. Extremely well made. Plated. It's like it's cast to me. Swivel mount. The thread has an O-ring mounted on it, I can see there. Comes supplied with this clamp also to hold the antenna. Plastic, it's running a wing nut. That mounts above the swivel mount to hold the antenna. Really nicely made, that. This is designed to mount on a boat, but those ingenious operators out there, I'm sure if they've got a Land Rover with a ladder rack, could mount a large strengthener plate, put that on the top, and then just screw either this smaller 8-foot Shakespeare vertical, or in fact the 18-foot big stick into it. And you could actually have quite an efficient portable station. Certainly not one to bolt on the top of your car though, for sure. So that's the heavy duty swivel mount from Shakespeare, the 410-R. Thanks for watching the review of the Shakespeare 5207 C-Mate. On the next review of a Shakespeare product, I'll be looking at the big stick, the 18-foot big stick. This antenna, the 5207, is available generally from boating dealers between around £70 and £90. Thanks for watching the review. Best 73 from Dave M0OGY. Thank you, bye bye.